We gonna kick off this segment here talking about the Bucks draft since we're all, including Ken here now, fans of the Bucks. Although Ken's first love is, of course, the LA Lakers.
Till I die.
Right. It's talking about needs and who we have at the top of the board for the Bucks. So who wants to kick us off with their dream list of Bucks prospects?
So for me, excuse me. So for me, I've been banging the drum for years that they just need to draft as many like versatile wings as possible. Like that's always gonna be at the top of my list. Like anything that can kind of kick Giannis to the 5, at least in stretches, and can also play like a 3-4 is like perfect for me because that allows Giannis to play the 5. That allows them to still stay big if they want to play Giannis and Bobby, Giannis and Brook. Like have somebody on the wing too. So like for me, like that's where I really zeroed in on. But like I mentioned earlier, Jalen Williams is like top of my board. I just feel like he doesn't play exactly the same way, but he gives me really strong Malcolm Brogdon vibes. Like he's a 2 that can kind of create for you, can knock down shots, can kind of do a little bit everything on the offensive end. His defense wasn't as good as Brogdon's, and he isn't as physically imposing. But like he does have the tools. He has some long ass arms, which allows him to kind of make up on defense. And I think it's more of like he had a really high offensive load at Santa Clara. So he kind of conserved energy on the defensive end, but like being like a complementary piece with the Bucks, I feel like would be perfect for him. So like some other names I had on my list: Jalen Williams, EJ Liddell, kind of like PJ Tucker clone, really. Dalen Terry, Tari Eason is. He has all the tools. I'm just not sure he knows how to play basketball. Like that's my. But the basketball IQ, I feel like is kind of like the knock. But he perfect NBA body, essentially. Like basically what I described to a T, where it's like he's a 3-4 hybrid that can kind of guard bigs, can also give you size on the wings if you want to play big. Some other names on my list: so Hardy, Wesley, Christian Brown, spelled Braun, but Christian Brown, like it's pronounced Brown. He seems like a big Dante DiVincenzo, like a 6'7" DiVincenzo. So like I would not be surprised at all if that's the pick on the day of the draft, just knowing like what Horst and Bud look for in a player. Like he's like the perfect complementary wing player. I would take a flyer on Baldwin Jr. against it's Jabari Smith, like coming into their freshman seasons. Like they're basically like clones of each other, 6'10" dudes that can shoot it and theoretically defend. Baldwin just like struggled with injuries the last 2 years. And then the guards. So Kennedy Chandler, Andrew Nembhard, Jaden Hardy. Those are guys that I'm looking for.
Fair enough. Let's see. So top of my list, because I know we need another guard, is Blake Wesley, like I mentioned before. But if he's available around that time. If not, I'll also take a flyer on MarJon Beauchamp.
Yes, sir. Can't shoot, but
he can't. But can't go wrong with defenders. And he puts the ball in the bucket enough. Like he can't shoot a 3 for shit, but he can work on it. He can get there. Work on a little bit. Lethal Shooter be fucking around with the Buck squad every now and then. So we might be able to just slide him over that way. I feel that way. Honestly, I feel that way about most of the cats who can't necessarily shoot the 3 well yet. But because I know that we have ties, because thanks to Bobby, that we got Lethal Shooter kind of floating around every now and then, and maybe they can go ahead and go over there and work with him for a minute. But yeah, Wesley's at the top of my list. I don't mind Ty as well for guard. Like I said, MarJon Beauchamp. Honestly, I like old boy from Arizona at center, even though he can't shoot a 3 for yes. He can't shoot a 3 for shit, but if you want to supplement Brooks' spacing up the floor like that and get a big that can still rim protect and rim run, I take the athletic ass big like that. I would love that because, well, I ain't gonna get into that, but yeah, I would love a player like him. And then our biggest thing that we haven't been able to find is a 2 in the last couple, like a consistent 2 guard who we can just like, all right, this is who our 2. Like we had Dante Sure. We plugged in Pat in there. Sure. We had Rashad Evans. But
Rashad Vaughn.
Vaughn. We had Vaughn. We've been kind of experimenting with cats at the two. Like, I feel like if we could find another complement at the two guard who can ball handle and shoot, it'd be cool. That's why I got Wesley more so at the top, even though he like 6'4". Koloko, and you know what? I know that you might turn your nose up at this one, but I don't mind a flyer on Nikola Jovic.
Oh boy, he can't shoot.
He can, but another versatile big who can kind of move the ball.
What are we doing, Tim?
I hear you, but hear me out. Our team is stocked full of defenders. We can use another wing defender, sure, but we have defenders throughout our roster. It would not be bad to take a flyer on a guy who can bring a different type of creativity to our offense.
They have that already, and because he can't defend, he don't see the court.
Thank you.
Are you talking about
Jordan Moore?
Oh, I was
like, you got to keep it. You got to keep in mind, like, Bud ain't gonna play him if they don't defend. So
you got to draft a defender, no matter what.
You have to draft somebody who's not going to be a liability. And at this point, Nikola does not project to be somebody who is not going to be a liability. But I'm going to take the ball from you here. I don't want no centers. We better not draft no center. If we draft a center, I'm going to be pissed.
Walker Kessler is like my number one. Like, please do not pick that.
Don't do it.
He may be good. I don't want to be the one to have to ride the roller coaster.
Don't, unless somebody like slides, you don't expect to slide. Like if Mark Williams slid to 24 or something, like, okay, sure, but like that probably won't happen. So I'm crossing centers off my list. What I want predominantly is a big wing that can guard, and has at least a shooting stroke that looks like it's not, nothing's wrong with the stroke itself. Like maybe it's not going in, they just need some more reps, but like, but that's my mentality when I'm looking at names. A lot of them have already been mentioned. I like Marjon Bootcamp from the Ignite. I like Christian Braun a lot. He's somebody who I really think the Bucks could draft if they stay at 24. I honestly wouldn't be mad if the Bucks traded down from 24. The way I've been seeing in this draft, a lot of the guys, once you get past like the lottery, there's a lot of guys who are very close together. At least that's how it seems to me. And if we can get two guys in this draft rather than just one, I wouldn't be mad at that. But Christian Braun is somebody I like a lot. Someone on Twitter was like, absolutely not. He's just a big Dante DiVincenzo. And I said, we act like Dante wasn't a useful player to have when he was healthy. Like, let's not act like Dante was super trash, but like Braun is nice. He super athletic, great finisher. He does all the little things. I also like Wendell Moore out of Duke. Some of his comps like Josh Green, Josh Hart, Gary Harris, and I'm like, a useful type of player that could be helpful. Solid on ball defender, gets a lot of steals, comfortable pulling up in the mid range, like which could project a 3-point. Right now, it's not there, but like at the end of the draft, no one's gonna have everything you're looking for. So Dalen Terry's probably my like number one, outside of Jalen Williams, who Eric already went on about. Also a big fan of Blake Wesley. Not as big of a fan of Kendall Brown. I've been hearing his name associated with the Bucks. Just his shooting is too far off from where I'm trying to be at. Kennedy Chandler, dope guard, but he's a little guy, 6 foot. I have some questions about how he projects. Also wouldn't be mad at Jaden Hardy if you want to go the other way, but then again, like we mentioned, like Bud don't play people who ain't moving their feet on defense, and Jaden doesn't do that too well either. So I can see it being Brown. I'm actually like him probably more than most people. I think he can be a guy who's like a really key contributor as a role guy. Like I don't see superstar written on him, but I see like high-end role guy out of him, and I think that's what. I mean, of course you want superstar, but like with the Bucks' current window, what they're trying to do, I think a guy like him will be useful.
You made a face when I said Tari Eason. Was that a good face or a bad face?
I just don't know about him. I don't know. I got questions.
You be like, come on, man.
He also does little things too, but like he fouls a lot. Like he just,
I mean,
I
you need
don't
somebody
know.
to smack somebody around every now and then. You know,
That man came off the bench and fouled out like 5 or 6 times still. I was like, Jesus, you know what you got to foul out when you coming off the bench?
he got 6 of them. He won't use them all.
He got 5 in college.
Hey, he got one more. Shit, he gonna use all of them there too.
You got one more.
Like, and like, I understand your hesitance with Kennedy Chandler being like a small guard. It's just like Chris going out in round 2 kind of exposed like the lack of shot creation from the rest of the team. So like, I have kept that like in the back of my mind. It's like, okay, they do need a little bit more versatility, not just like positionally, but also just like play style. Like they need somebody else that can come in and kind of run the show a little bit. Like they don't really have a point guard. Like Drew doesn't run the team like he can, but he's more of a combo guard to me. Like having a pure point guard like has an allure to me, like personally.
Yeah. I'd rather have Ty than in that. Like
that's fair. He has more size.
Yeah.
That's my dude.
Ken, you got any people you want to see the Bucks take?
I like Ty. That's my dude. I like Blake Wesley too. And I don't know, call me crazy, but like I can see like why not Patrick Bowen?
I kind of feel the same way.
Yeah, I was like, why not? He had a bad freshman season, but like we kind of know still like you said what?
And sophomore.
Yeah, he's 6'9". He's 6'9". He's a big dude. He's like 220.
I thought he hurt for 2 years.
He played 1 year.
He played 1 year. Yeah.
He was hurt in high school.
Yeah, this is his freshman year. Yeah, but I wouldn't. Why not pull the trigger on Patrick Bowen?
I mean, like I feel like I'm biased because I went to Milwaukee, so like yeah, hell yeah, take the UWM kid. But again, like it's a home run swing. Like if he's healthy, like he didn't test well athletically at the draft combine, which was kind of like, but like maybe the ankle is still giving him trouble, which also is like, but if like all the medicals check out, like maybe it's like a Michael Porter situation where, you know, they have red flags, but you know, the talent is still there. Like, and he is still like known as like a dead eye shooter, even if the percentages didn't really reflect that in Milwaukee. He was in like I think he had like 6 uncontested shots like the entire season.
They were on his heels.
Which probably isn't going to be the case in the NBA. So like maybe if he gets more wide open looks, the shooting.
I got one more name before we move on. Bucks draft talk. If the Bucks do trade down, I would love for them to aim for Max Christie.
Like that 6'6" wing. Again, he had kind of an underwhelming freshman season, but he played better than Baldwin did.
Right. So, yeah.
Yeah. Before today, I was looking at like, oh, you know, Oklahoma City has 30 and 34. Like that works. And then they traded 30 to Denver. So they want that trade.